How y'all doing, man? We back here with another Trenton Talks episode. And today I'm here with somebody that is very special to the brand. Um, when I first started my Instagram around the Trenton Talks Instagram in October 2018, this was somebody that I was close with at that time. We still are close, just a little check in will be check in.
It's like if we went from like this to like this.
Yeah, still not too far. So Terra see my process, and I seen her
Mhm.
process at that time where she was going to school, going after her degree, and we're both chasing after similar things. And I'm still in school at the time, and we would have a lot of talks, a lot of check-ins, and it's no surprise she's doing what she's doing now because we would have a lot of therapeutic check-ins. I would say
Mhm.
like it was very much needed at those times. Even now, we still need the check in.
Mhm.
But we'll let you introduce yourself.
Oh my gosh. Am I supposed to look at the camera or like?
Oh, you be natural.
But it's like who I'm talking. Okay, I'm gonna talk to you. Wait,
Yeah.
I gotta talk to the people. Okay.
You can talk to both of us.
So my name is Terra. Terra Applegate or Terra Matta. I am from Trenton, New Jersey, and I am a multifaceted woman. I am a therapist. I do hair. I have a cosmetics business. And today, actually, I just launched with my best friend our nonprofit organization, All Things Love. So make sure y'all like, follow, and stay tuned for that. Is the alarm going off or I'm bugging? Yeah. Okay. So that's me.
All right. So let's take it back because I like to. People say I like to visit the past a lot. I do because I feel like the past is somewhat indicative of the future, right? So,
Mhm.
our first time doing a podcast, I did a Montclair travel trip where I went up to Montclair. This was like, I'm like a couple weeks in the Trent Talks at this time. This is when I had
It
a.
was that soon.
It was real soon.
Mm.
It was probably like I wasn't even a month in yet.
Wow.
I really wasn't in a month in. But this is when I had like and I won't say I still don't have it. It comes back, but there was this certain joy of just like I was chasing after this content and
Mhm.
was trying to show Trent in a different light. So I went up to Montclair. This was the time where there was so many Trent kids at Montclair, so I
Mhm.
knew I was gonna get like 6, 7 interviews in one night. So I knew I
Mhm.
was gonna get that. So I went up there, and I think in you was one of the people I was gonna talk to. You're sitting in your dorm room. You got it set
Yo,
up real nice. You
that
have all
video. Looking
these,
back, that video make me cringe. Just like I
huh?
wanna. Looking back, the video be making me cringe because it's like, girl.
You got all the mental health notes everywhere. Like even now, like you could tell it was all leading towards. So tell me, at that moment in their dorm room, it's 2018. At that time, um, what was your major? Did anything change? And what was your mindset?
Mm, my major was psychology with a minor in African American studies. And honestly, I was actually in a 5 year program
Mm-hmm.
that my mom wanted me to be in. It was like you get your bachelor's within the first 3.5 years, and then
Mm-hmm.
the last 1.5 years you will work towards your master's. So I really could have had my master's in 5 years, but people be hard headed and don't want to listen to their parents. I ended up just doing a 4 year bachelor program
Mm-hmm.
and then going to get my master's in social work instead of getting my master's in psychology. Nothing really changed, I would say, when it comes to what I was focused on at that time. Like, I was in school for psychology because I knew one day I wanted to work in mental health. And now I'm working in mental health. I knew I wasn't tripping.
No, right.
But yeah, yeah, everything. I mean, I've done other things in the meantime. Like, I was doing hair when I
Mm-hmm.
was in a dorm room on
Yeah,
campus.
gotta
I
hustle.
still do hair. Um, just like little pivots or little ways to just bring in extra money, find meaning behind, like, you know how it feel when the day to day, the mundane, just be like, all right, like, yeah, I know I'm working towards being a therapist, but it's been 3 years now. I'm still not a therapist. Like, what else can I do? So, the cosmetics business, I started that. Um, I feel like I'm drawing a blank, but yeah, I think that I finished. I finished what I started. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm kind of proud of myself because I usually don't finish things I start. And it's like, wow, I really went to school to be a therapist, and now I'm really a therapist. Like, I saw something through. So yeah.
And I really want to give you your flowers, because it's not easy, even being a student myself,
Mhm.
forcing myself to go back to school. Like, people don't really see that. And sometimes, like, I know a lot of people successful without school. It's not simply about
Mhm.
school or simply, it's about doing what you said you was going to do, right? And giving yourself, if somebody said, like, self-love is also doing what you said you was going to do to build respect for you, right?
Mhm.
If you are a person who continues to make goals and you aren't doing them, you subconsciously may lose respect for your own goal list.
Mhm.
So I definitely want to give you your flowers for doing what you said you was going to do and
Thank you.
just pushing through. Especially, I mean, we still like we might have been at school, but we're still sometimes acclimated with Trenton, like having to come home to cousins. Mom need this, auntie need this. Such this just happened and such and such.
Mhm.
So um, I tell all the kids all the time, like, get away when you can.
Mhm.
But even when we get away, we're still acclimated somehow. You still got to come back off that turnpike, right?
Mhm.
Sometimes at random times, you try to tell family, I got an exam tomorrow. Like,
Right.
they not really getting it. You get what I'm saying? They're like, well, such and such just died, or this just happened. Like, we need you here now.
Yeah.
And it's just it's it's a battle being a college student. It's
Yeah.
really a battle. So I want to give everybody their flowers that
Yeah.
finish.
For
And
sure.
it's not about, oh, you gonna be no. It's about doing what you said you was gonna do and
Even if you
finishing
got to
what you
take a
started.
break, even like for those who like, you know, maybe took a year or two off, like if you go back and you
Lead.
finish, hey, I think I took like a year and a half off of my master's. Like I just stopped midway. I was just like, I can't do this right now. I picked back up and I finished it. Like you said, it's just like about seeing it through for real.
Yeah.
But like as you talking, as you saying that, it's just like reminding me of like just being, extra long twin size bed. Like you're in that dorm room for real. So it's like it's just
Yeah.
reminded me of just like random days just waking up in your dorm room scrolling on Facebook and you be like, damn, such and such got killed last night.
Yeah.
But you're not in it. It's like you're so far removed from Trenton for real because you an hour plus away
Mm-hmm.
with a whole different environment of people that you just, like you say, you acclimate into a whole different environment. So it's like it's a whole new, you're in a different network. You're in a different environment, literally. Like you're with like minded people who have like minded goals for the most part. Like everybody's here for something. It's just,
But you can
yeah, that
still be
was
back home. You can still be back
mentally
home
back home.
while in a new environment. And I
That's a
and I
fact.
realized I was experiencing that when I went to school in 2019 and I just started Trenton Talks. I was still home because I was still home for a lot of that. I wasn't bonding with my teammates. I wasn't like I wasn't there. Like, I was spending a lot of my time on my phone, a lot of my time in my room. Like, they're seeing me post nothing but Trenton, and I could just tell, like, I was still, like, looking back, I could tell I was still home, and I still look back like, dang, I never really got to bond with some of those people because my spirit was still in Trenton, like,
Yeah.
for real, for real.
That's how my freshman year was. Like during my freshman year, I feel like nobody knew me because I had a boyfriend in Trenton. And so like every single weekend I'm catching that train, I'm coming home. I was never going out. I was always just in my
Mm-hmm.
dorm in class or at home in Trenton for real. So it was like looking back when I think about how my college experience was, or even sometimes I talk to younger kids, if I'm going to Montclair, it's lit. I'm like, is it? Like my freshman year wasn't lit. I was in that dorm, like,
Mm-hmm.
and I robbed myself of an experience in a way because it's like you're never gonna really, like you said, it's like mentally you elsewhere, you still in Trenton, but it's like my body is here. Why not immerse myself in this experience, get to know everybody? it's always things to do on campuses. It's always
Mhm.
organizations you could join, different clubs and stuff like that. Shout out to EOF.
Yeah, it's so much, and honestly, I give credit to the people who leave and never come back. Like I have friends, right? Let's say
Mm-hmm.
like living situation wasn't the best in Trenton or whatever the situation was. They go up, they go to college, they start bonding with whoever they bonding with, whether it's a frat brother, a close friend,
Mm-hmm.
a teammate. They never come back. Like they come back
Mm-hmm.
home, but they never live in
Move back.
Trenton again.
Yeah.
And I've seen that so many times where it's like you have one end where somebody might be mentally or physically or spiritually stuck in Trenton,
Mm-hmm.
and you have another end where when they go and they go, they've been waiting to get up out of
No,
there,
for real. It's
and they
like
just never come back. So it's kind of funny to
I
me.
got a friend like that, but he from Camden. But when I say he has not lived in Camden since the moment he stepped foot on Montclair campus, like still to this day, he don't
But
live there no
but that
more.
just shows like how big of a escape, and I'm glad we kind of having this conversation because I always push college, 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 and I know financially like as far as like people looking at a business like you should never go minus 50K, minus 100K without the proper plan.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason why I push it and I tell people they should is because of that escape from dire
Mm-hmm.
situation that you may be in, regardless, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like most young men sticking around in Trenton, and granted, I'm not gonna say nothing wrong with babies, but I feel like most of them just most of the people I know they end up having kids at a young age, and they're like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I can't go to school now. So what I try to do is like, yo, just go go to school real quick
Mm-hmm.
before you start telling me that in a year or two, just go off. You know what I mean? And it don't gotta be a university. Like I talk to people, you can go to JUCOs. There's JUCOs with dorms. Like there's a lot of community colleges up North Jersey, especially that have
Mm-hmm.
dorms, right? So we may not have that around here, but even getting an apartment off campus or something like that, those are things I feel like could truly benefit young men and young women in our community that need that escape,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that's when you also have the people like us who can come back and pour some more life into the community, so people don't really gotta escape it all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
We gotta kind of blend it up, you know.
Yeah.
But talk to me more about you becoming a clinical therapist and how you can see how that was needed from our environment.
Okay. So I'll walk you through the process real quick. So I'm a licensed social worker. So I had to get my master's in social work and take a state exam so that I can be a licensed social worker. And then once you're a licensed social worker, you can apply to have a role at any organization to be a mental health therapist. Um, there's also another route you could go. Like I think it's like LPC, like Masters in Counseling and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. But essentially, it's interesting. Like when I was younger, I never really knew what I wanted to be when I grew up. Like I wanted to be a model. I wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to be a singer. I can't even sing for real. Like I just wanted to be. I didn't know what I wanted to be. But like
Yeah.
once I got to high school, and I remember like I was really struggling. Like as a teen, I was really struggling. Like I was so depressed. And I don't know, my close friends or people who were close to me at that time probably will be able to attest to that. But like there was this lady who worked at my high school, and they assigned me to start like meeting with her a few times a week because of, I guess, maybe the guidance counselor might have did some type of like mental health assessment or like a risk assessment or something like that. So like once I started really talking to this lady, and she really like care about what I'm saying. She's asking me questions. She's reframing the way that I'm thinking about things. Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
coming into the sessions with a fixed mindset. I'm thinking kind of negatively about my experiences. I mean, the experiences were negative. Like, so it shaped some of my beliefs about people. It shaped some of my beliefs about myself. It shaped my beliefs about what's possible for me and what's not possible for me. You get what I'm saying? So like through 3 years, I think it was like sophomore through senior year, I met with her. Like I'm so grateful for her. She really, if it wasn't for her, I don't think I would have went to school for becoming a therapist. And if it wasn't for her, I don't think I really would have been able to like, maybe they would have gave me a different therapist, but that's who I was with, and like she made an impact for real. um I guess I would just say like recognizing how much of a difference she made in my life, it made me realize like, okay, I always knew that I liked helping people, but maybe this is the channel. Like maybe this is the exact way of how I'm gonna help others. Like when I first started having sessions with her, I couldn't even talk about certain things without breaking out crying.
Mm.
And by the time those years like we was wrapping up because I was getting ready to graduate high school, we would just be talking, discussing things, and she pointed out, she like, remember when every time we talked about that you used to just cry? Like, look at you, like you've grown so much. I swear it was like it was almost like she felt like a mom in a way too. It's like you're nurturing me, like you're loving me back to life, literally. And it's like technically, ethically speaking, we shouldn't have our clients like look at us in any type of like motherly nature. You don't want to like cross boundaries or blur lines for your clients. But when you think about it, like a therapist really has to have a lot of empathy. They have to really meet you where you are, understand where you're coming from, and see exactly what it is that is hurting you so they can try to help you help yourself for real. Like I can't say she fixed me. Like she just kind of she put me in position. She asked me certain questions, brought up certain topics, provided me with certain information so that I could reframe the things that I believed about myself and believed about the world, right? So feeling that way, observing that, I'm like, yeah, I think I want to do that. And to tie it back into what you asked about like our community, like I am a product of our community. I am from Trenton. Like I was going through those things not because I'm from Trenton, but because I'm in an urban community where the things that are happening in my day to day life are normalized. Like, yeah, my mom cussing me out every morning before school. She mad as hell. Like, she got to go work 3 jobs. Like, she's irked. Like, she's talking to me crazy. I'm going through what I'm going through, like, not to get too specific or nothing, but I guess I see it as a need because there's a huge lack. You get what I'm saying? Like, hmm. Let me slow it down. Let me think things through. I want to make sure I mean everything I say. Um, hmm. We're in an environment where the things that are normalized are also detrimental to the youth. It's detrimental to all of us, but we're used to it now. So it's like, okay, you in a toxic relationship? Okay. Your boyfriend beating you up? Okay. You drinking every weekend because you grieving your mom, but you really just won't face that and go talk to a therapist? Okay. Like, everybody could just do what they want to do. But when it comes to the kids, it's like, we kind of got to make sure we step it up.
Because they see everything.
They not only see it, they do it. You know how the adults would say, like, don't do as I do, do as I say.
Mm-hmm.
That's not realistic
It's not
at all.
realistic.
They're going to do exactly what you're doing. They're going to internalize the things that they learn from you. As an adult, we're modeling behavior. Kids don't learn through telling them, hey, this is right and that's wrong. They learn through behavior. Same way how if you have a parent who, like, is most of the time aggressive, you're going to either be aggressive towards your peers or aggressive towards your siblings. Like, it's going to come out in some form of fashion. You get what I'm saying? So I just think that I don't know. It's important to kind of like act as a barrier. Like we need more people who we can't change the whole community like in a snap of a finger. We can't just make a public service announcement like, "Hey, everybody has to do better for the youth," and think that's going to change things. It's not really that easy. So kids are being impacted by their household environments, their parents. Kids are being impacted by these corrupt school systems. Kids are being impacted by social media.
Yeah.
Kids are being impacted by their peers. Like there's so many different influences. There's so many different factors that just add on to a child's development, the things that they start to believe about themselves, the things that they start to believe about the world. And it's really important that someone acts as a barrier. You get what I'm saying? Like the lady was for me. Like I didn't have no real sense of self value at that time. And that was because of my environment and the things I've been through. She acted as a barrier. She helped to reframe the way that I thought about myself, the way that I thought about other people, the way that I thought about the world. So I think That's kind of where I'm at. I'll do work with children now. I work with teenage girls who are behaviorally, you know, challenged and also have mental health diagnosis. And it's hard because it's like you can do so much meaningful work with these children, but at the end of the day, they still live with their mom or their dad or whoever.
Yeah.
And all of the things you do in a session, it's like, okay, that's good, that's good, that's good. But then they go back into the environment where maybe there's issues or influences. That's why we also do family sessions too, but adults are a lot more stubborn than children. So,
Um, man, that's a lot I want to respond to. But as far as your last statement, and I run it, I talk to a lot of nonprofits, and that's always a circle, right? They like, well, we got to help the kids. No, we got to help the parents. No, the parents ain't changing. Save the kids. Like you see, I think it was Frederick Douglass. It's better to build strong children than to repair broken men. Um, where are you on that stance? Can a parent change? I mean, I feel like by 45, 50, you cooked. But I don't know because
yo,
it just takes something drastic to
yeah,
happen to like shift anybody. Like for me being a person that's into like writing and movies and real life, which is just meaning it takes something to climax in this moment, something drastic, and this person can change. But if that drastic variable isn't presented, can you change someone past 40?
I think anyone at any age can change. I think that a person will change when they find it beneficial for them. And it's unfortunate, right? Because it's like you got a 50-year-old father who maybe his ways have impacted his children, maybe his grandchildren, or whoever else is, in his bubble, in his circle, in his family. But even though, like, he can be aware of the fact that the way he is, the things he might lack, might be impacting the people around him. I don't think that it's really. It's like it's a buy-in. You get what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah.
you have to. Where's the buy-in? It's like what am I benefiting from it? If and also another thing we also got to keep in mind is like every last behavior that each of us have has a function. Are you looking for something?
Drink, I got it. Keep going.
Okay. Um, every last behavior that all of us have as like humans all has a function. So like everything we do it for a reason. If every time you in a car by yourself and you bored, you call somebody, that's for a reason. If a 13-year-old little girl cuts her wrist, that's for a reason. Like everything we do has a function behind it. It's just about understanding the function and figuring out if there's like an alternative or healthier way to kind of get our needs met. But I do believe that people can change even if they pass a certain age. I've seen it.
So, should the nonprofits and the organizations and people such as you focus on family sessions or kids sessions?
I think that the individual sessions with the children is priority, but I think that the family sessions is a second runner up. Um, I think adults are reluctant to change, but I think that if they, like I said, if it's going to benefit them, if they, or if you can get them to buy in, like,
Right.
and understand why it's important and really let it resonate with them, like why, they might have to start re approaching or restructuring the way that they handle things, then like you can get somewhere with them and it might start off with baby steps, but like you'll see a difference. It's just like even if you think that your family sessions are not going to make a difference, still do it. You don't know. Like you never know if you're planting the seed in someone's mind. Like you could have a whole conversation with somebody, therapist or not. You could have a whole conversation with somebody and feel like it went in one ear out the other, but maybe a few of those sentences might linger and last, and maybe weeks down the line, months down the line, however long down the line, they be like, yo, Lou did say that to me one day. It's
Mm-hmm.
coming as a full circle moment. I see what he meant. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like
That's
about planting the seed, kind of.
that's how I feel like a lot of our conversations were.
For
Like a
sure.
lot of the conversations, like, because you would be like the person to say, well, maybe you should look at it this way. And then when the situation unfold again, I'm looking at it my way. and I'm still hearing your voice. Like,
Mhm.
and then if all I gotta do is see a little bit of a perspective of something not being completely in my vision, and I'm
Mhm.
like, well, let me look at that vision, and then
Mhm.
eventually I'm like, yo, you just gotta stay open, you know.
Mhm.
So definitely want to thank you for the times that you was there, you know, the times
Yeah.
that we was there for each other to have them conversations and things of that sort. I'm very proud of you for how
Thank
far you've
you.
come. I'm proud of both of us because even now it's like, what was that? Our podcast was 7 years ago,
Yeah, that's crazy. I feel
2018.
old.
Well, it's going on 8 years actually.
Mm.
It'll be 8 years in November. So, wow,
Wow, for sure.
take a moment
And
to
I'm proud
just
of you
acknowledge that.
too. And I want to ask you, since we're reflecting on,
Hmm.
2018, and this is new to me. Like, I didn't realize that when you was doing that, like Montclair type of, like, you was on tour at Montclair. You was up there every week.
Yeah.
When you was doing it, I didn't realize that that was so early in your beginning of Trenton Talks. So, what do I want to ask? Like, when you first started Trenton Talks, before you even actually began it, when you thought of it, when you saw the vision for it, was it that you saw? What was it that you were trying to accomplish with it? And here we are 8 years later. Like, do you feel like you've done it? Like, look where we are. Like,
um, yeah, I think, and I feel like that's kind of where the I feel like that's kind of where the complacency starts to come in sometimes, where I feel like I accomplished what I wanted to do,
mm-hmm,
in the sense where now it's like everyone's, other perspectives was like, is now like, well, what's next? What you can do more. And
mm,
now I'm compounding my vision where it's like, okay, maybe I need to create a nonprofit. Maybe I need to expand on this. Maybe I need to build another platform. And I did that, build a different platform, a different page.
mm-hmm,
So it's like a lot of the things I sought out to do, I did. 2018 was a time period where I felt like a lot of my friends was at war with each other,
mm,
and I wanted to create a platform that made a stance that I don't like that,
mm-hmm,
and I interviewed some people to kind of say what I wanted to say,
mm-hmm,
and I showed nothing but positivity, and thank God those particular people are still here today. Some of them took some steps forward, some took some steps back, but I made them see what I felt.
mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? My peers, and then the next generation saw, and now the next generation. Well, I'm seeing generations like it's not 4 year graduations for sure, but I'm speaking more to um,
Yeah.
different groups of
Mm-hmm.
Trenton kids, Trenton
Yeah.
youth, Trenton teenagers. When I was 20 years old, and now I'm 30 years old. So me being able to reach that long gap between 20 and 30, and now where I don't have to say anything, right? When somebody says Trent Talks, or somebody says, "Oh, that's Trent Talks," they know what that is.
Mm-hmm.
They know what it stands for. They know what I'm on. They know,
Mm-hmm.
like, they won't speak to me, or they'll change the way they moving, change the way they acting,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that's like a cemented vision in people. And I sometimes be thinking like, dang, am I gonna ruin that for my
Mm.
behaviors? But it's something cemented to the point where, like, even if I'm riding in the car and I'm pulling up to some, and I hate the term, what they say YNs. When I pull
I'm
up to,
cracking up.
and there's three of them in the car, so I'm like, yo, and I may not know who they are,
Mm-hmm.
but they know who I am. So in that sense, my goal was accomplished. I feel like years ago. However, that particular goal was accomplished. That doesn't necessarily mean there's a more to do.
Right.
Right. So I think that's the confliction I have now, is where I have to create new goals. I have to create new visions. I have to
Mm-hmm.
create new things. I have to find. I really think I need to focus on the business aspect and really cement that, and then I'll be able to pass it over to whoever's next. Cause I'm interested to pass things along. I'm not. I don't feel like I necessarily need to be the face of everything
Mm-hmm.
forever. I was never obsessed with the power of
Right.
this thing, and I had a similar situation where I feel like certain people are obsessed with power, and I don't feel like that was ever me. Like when I started this, I wasn't starting this to put my face everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually in the space where we was in, people wanted to see who face it was.
Right.
So I
Who's the
was, I
person
was
behind the?
I was
Yeah.
conflict like that. I had to show myself because it's like, all right, you're not about to keep showing everybody who is running this page.
Yeah.
And I did. I got it off for as long as I
You
could.
did. In the beginning, you was behind the camera. Everybody
Yeah,
talking. Yeah.
it was a if you know kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Most people knew, but a lot of people never knew until about 2020. Till I would say more people knew than not knew. Within the collective of Trent. So yeah, I think I'm proud of Trent. The Trent Talks was really an art project. Like it really was an art project from a very creative person. So um, yeah, do I think I accomplished what I wanted to accomplish, but I have to create new things now,
Yeah.
new goals.
I'm proud of you. And I think even as you were speaking, it's funny because like before you said this one part, I was thinking it too. Like how you mentioned that like what really sparked it all was your friends or people that you care about was at odds with each other, literally like trying to take each other head off for
Yeah,
real. So it's like I remember like as you started saying that, I remember certain clips and videos that you did of like, you might be pulling up on this person on this side of the hood, like
yeah,
what you think about this and that, like and
yeah,
then, go talk to somebody else. And I think that like you said, that was it's pivotal because it's like it doesn't matter how many people know good and well that the senselessness violence is harmful to all of us. It's like if we can actually have a conversation about it, like let's really discuss it. Like we all know, but like let's put it on the floor and acknowledge that this is not right. And as you were saying that, it's like now this new generation, it's like they kind of got their own things going on. So I do think that that would be beautiful, and like it kind of would just complete, like you saying, you definitely accomplished it for sure. But I think that passing it forward
yeah,
would make it even like bloom even more because it's like now you've reached our era, like our generation.
yeah,
Sorry, our generation of people, like you touched us, right? But it's like now, what about them?
yeah, and
Like who do
that's
they have that's
that's
going?
kind of where it's like it gotta be one of them. Like, cause it's me, it look like I'm just an old head.
Mm-hmm.
Like for me, I was able to reach my peers because I'm one of y'all and I don't agree with what y'all doing.
Mm-hmm.
So when I come down to them, it's more so, all right, Lou, preacher Lou, like
Mm-hmm.
they know what I stand for, but I still reach them. Don't get me wrong, but it's not gonna reach them the same way it would be if it was one of them.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's like but it's hard to find that next person because you don't know what their intention is, right?
Mm-hmm.
If it's just because now it's like this is a space of a hustle, it's a space of just content creation and just wanting that attention. Where so like I gotta have discernment
Mm-hmm.
to find that person, and whoever it is, and whoever it's gonna be. I feel like it's just gonna happen, So
Yeah.
that's something I'm also focused on being able to even teach this, like what we're doing. I'm doing camera classes, podcast classes, where this can be, utilized. Where it may not even have to be on. They don't have to come, because what I'm realizing now is everybody wants their own brand, so it's not necessarily have to be Trenton Talks. They don't
Mm-hmm.
have to come and work or sign up or volunteer for
Right.
Trenton Talks. They might do their own thing. They just got to send me a collab post. You know what I mean? So it's like, who knows what it's gonna look like, but I just know I feel like it's like serving, right? Like for instance, like you have people who serve 4 years on council,
Mm-hmm.
serve 6 years as mayor. I feel like I had my own title and
Mm-hmm.
I've served, right? You know what I'm saying? No, real
Yeah.
shit. It's like people don't realize that like I was really serving, right? But then it came to a point where I served so much that I planted seeds and I looked back and I had a little garden, but that wasn't my intention.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like that really wasn't my intention. It just happened to blossom in the
Mm-hmm.
right way because I was in the space before the content era blew up, before all of that, right? So, um, I feel like I've served an agile time, but a lot of people look at me like I met Doug Palmer and I've met those type of people. They serve way longer. You know what I mean? So I feel like maybe I just need a break, and maybe I'll come back full force. I don't know. I just don't. I just turned 30, so to me, like, I feel like life is kind of just began, and life is just ended in some aspects. So I just kind of gotta find myself and where I'm going on the spiritual level. If I do want to spend some time outside of Trenton, you know, because I feel like even like traveling with my friends and doing different things, I don't feel like I branded myself well. Like my personal page, me as a person hasn't been branded.
Mama Lou.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I spent so much time branding Trenton and seeing what Trenton can look like that sometimes I'm even called Trenton Talks. It's not my
You go
name.
Trenton Talks.
You know what I mean? So just the goal of,
That's
do I
funny.
want that to be an individual? Is that my alter ego, or is that an organization? Right? So that's something I've battled with for a while. And, you know, so that's neither here nor there. I think time will tell for a lot of things. I didn't choose any of this, so I just feel like it's just going to. Well, now I have to choose, but
You
but I
do.
feel like the answers kind of just reveal themselves as time goes on. You know? But yeah, thank you for coming on. I enjoyed that question. We do gotta get on,
Okay.
but I would love to bring you back on. We would love to have you do your own thing here. Hopefully, we can possibly work something out. You know, it don't gotta be.
I can see it.
You can see
I
it.
could see us like putting a drape over this and just having like a little mini travel thing that say all things love and just like come used to
Yeah,
space.
and
Maybe if
I'm
that's
open
okay.
to that. I feel like, you know, I just wanted to build a platform, and I've done that. So it's like now at this point, just want to continue to help others continue to build it, and I want to network. I want to have a. That's just like you had BET that had all these shows, or Nickelodeon that had. I want us to have our own thing, and I feel like ain't too much on Netflix, ain't too much on these TV shows, too much like unless it's good writing, we gotta wait a couple months for something good. But
Right.
what's better than, you know, therapeutic, real conversations from our own people?
No,
So.
I love a good podcast. Like I really love watching a good podcast for real. And I'm excited to start up, something that I find meaningful. And I think that's like when you told me I didn't even know that you had multiple like situations going on like that. Like I know Nita talks, Trent talks. And I'll be seeing like the ones we gotta be out at basketball
Yeah,
games and doing
yeah,
it. But yeah, that's
yeah.
fire. I'm proud
I'm
of you.
pushing for creators, man. I don't want to be the only one. I feel like, you know, this is a space where, I mean, I can leave a door open. Like I try to tell people all the time, I never wanted to be the face of anything. You know what I mean? It just happened like that. So I'm open to. I think we need a collective. We're in the era of collectives. We're not in the era of individuals, right? So, and I knew that from a astrological standpoint, where this is the era of a community base. Like nothing is going to be bigger than community. So I knew that from the rip, you know. So,
Yeah, it's
and you could
needed.
feel it, right? You could feel that, like, people who stand by themselves are not as strong. You know, you got these people with their fan bases and their own groups and their different groups and communities coming together, and they all are like stand. That's the only form of protection, for real, is community. If you don't have community, you ain't really protected. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
can't be protected by yourself. Because what's gonna happen when people say, "This is who you are," and you say that's not who I am. It's not. If you don't have at least your own jury to stand with you, you cooked, right? And that's what we starting to see that happens to people. Although people got to do the right thing, stop that wilding out here with them. But as long as you're doing the right thing, your community gonna stand beside you and can't nobody come
Lou.
get you. But we out of here, man.
Please. Thank you.
Thank you. I know
I'll
my
be
phone
like,
blowing up.